It's only
Come on.
better because Sea of Chucky was so bad. Don't shake your head at me. You don't shake your head
Brian,
at me.
okay. If we're talking
You're in
horror,
the penalty
wait,
box.
let me talk. This is the first time I cut you off.
Welcome back to Real Lounge Entertainment. As always, I am Mike.
And I am Tyler.
I'm Wes.
Yes, sir. And before I get going, see, Tyler, that's how you do it.
You
I'm sorry I made a
spilled it
mess,
little
but
bit.
it's my table, so I don't care. So energy drink up, and I'm taking a sip.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right. So today we are doing something different. Instead of just covering one movie for this podcast, we're still in spooky season. We decided let's, change it up a little bit and just have some more general talk. So we're going to talk horror franchises. Maybe some of the best, some of the worst. Well, we'll see where this conversation goes. I figure why not start it with talking about some of the best horror franchises and some of our favorites. So Tyler, why don't you kick us off right now? What is what would you consider one of the best horror franchises of all time?
I would probably consider Scream up there because I think it's probably one of the most consistent out of all of them. Some of the movies, like, I would say they're at least mid. I don't think any of them are bad, and I think that's a good thing about the series. And there's always interesting and new things in all the movies.
How you feeling about Scream, Wes?
Oh, I absolutely love it. We've talked about it a couple times here and there, and it is, like Tyler just said, one of, if not the most consistent and best horror franchise out there. Like you just said, Tyler, I don't think I can look at them and say this one here is complete dog shit. You should never watch it. I think I could recommend each one for different reasons. I have a ranking, of course. I think we all do. But as a whole, as a franchise, this is borderline perfect.
Yeah, I gotta say, I agree. Scream, the first one at least, in particular, is very important to me in my watching of horror movies and love of movies in general. Definitely solid all around. I definitely have like a weak one or two, but like when I say weak for this series, there's none that are unwatchable. There's none that are complete failures. You may be like, I wouldn't have done that, but none of them are horrible, and I don't think there's like any other franchise that's gone 6 movies at this point that can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really, there are, as you just said, there are things you could nitpick about each film. The third one, I believe, is the one I'm thinking of. It's a slow start, but it picks up towards the end. So it's almost like, okay, this, I'm not really into it, but then you get into it. Same with the fourth one. The fourth one threw me off. I didn't like any of the characters, really, any of the younger characters. There were some that I liked, like Kirby. But as a whole, I thought they were kind of carbon copies of the first cast in Scream. So it's kind of throwing me off. But the second half of that movie really got you going, and it put me back into what Scream was, and I appreciate it at the end of it. So there are things that I could sit here and say, like, oh, this didn't work, that didn't work, but as a whole, I think each movie does something to benefit the franchise.
Yeah, for me, I agree. For me, it's the fourth one is the weakest, but I still like it.
Yeah.
And, that one is obviously close to home to all of us because it was shot partially.
It was in home.
Yeah, right downtown for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool looking up and seeing, like, downtown.
It's like, oh, yeah, I've been there. This definitely looks familiar.
But if I had to pick one, lots of people are going to say Scream 3, but that one's a little closer to my heart. I'm a little biased towards it, even though I do see its weaknesses. But I would say Scream 4 is probably the weakest, but still not a bad movie.
Yeah, I think it's down between 3 and 4 for me. I actually really liked 3 until I rewatched it maybe a year ago, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not as good as I remembered, but I watched 4 and I wasn't as impressed as I am with the other ones. I think 2 is a great sequel. I really enjoyed 5 when that came out, kind of got me back into the franchise, but I mean, first one is just a masterpiece, in my opinion.
Hands down, 100%. The third one, I thought what was cool was just the opener in general. They started it off showing you that there really isn't anyone safe.
Right.
In the first 2, the openers were more throwaway characters. We didn't know them, didn't care, whatever. But then you have Cotton in the first one, and then it's like, or the third one, and then we don't know what's going to happen. I think anyone's up for grabs in this film, which I thought that precedent was cool to establish right off the get. But there are things in that hinder it, of course. But all in all, I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't not like it. And then the fifth one, I really liked. I liked because it felt as if it was a reboot.
Yeah.
Because it was Scream. It wasn't Scream 5. It was Scream, which I thought was weird. When we were going to do this, I was looking at all the films like, okay, Scream 5, cool. It's not called Scream 5. It's just called Scream.
Yeah,
I thought was
I hate when they
weird.
do like reboots or remakes where they just name it after the original.
Yes, I can't stand it.
So dumb.
And then they call it Scream 6, so now we're just missing a number, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah,
I do understand you trying to appeal to a new audience, because it was since Scream 3, was it like 20 years or something between Scream 3 and Scream 5? Is that right?
Sounds
or
about right.
Am I off?
It sounds
There was a big
right.
gap.
Yeah. I would say, 20 years.
So you want to a new viewer jumping into Scream and they see Scream 5, they might be thrown off and feel like they have to watch the previous 4 installments to enjoy this one. So I kind of understand why they did it. I don't like it. But that quote unquote reboot I thought was phenomenal. And then going into 6, I really enjoyed it. A little cheesy at some of the decisions they made.
Oh, the
Still
end.
thought it was awesome.
Oh my god, the end.
The ending, yeah, the ending.
What's the actor's name? He's like going completely nuts. God, Sikora would know. It drove him nuts too.
Jack Quaid. Wait, we're talking about 5?
No, we're talking about 6 now.
Oh,
6.
Okay. Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah, when he gets unmasked.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: when he gets unmasked as one of the killers, he just all of a sudden just becomes like a freaking lunatic, like out loud, and it's like
insane.
Lost it. But the intro to number 6 to me, I was so intrigued.
Yeah, you seem very interested in that part.
I told you when I saw it, I was like, that's my favorite Scream intro, maybe since the original, because it was something totally different where like the killer kills somebody and then like unmasks and we finally see him. We're like, oh, this is cool. What are we going to do? Are we going to know like one of the killers throughout the whole movie? That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Or one of the killers and we don't know the other killer that he's working with. But no, then he gets like X'd off and I was like, oh, okay. Well, there goes that. But it was still a little different, pretty cool.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
It was intriguing. It started you off in a way that they've never done before, which I actually thought, this is kind of theory realm at this point, but going into 7, they set that opening up in 6 that you knew who the killer was, quote unquote, and then they die and then you don't know the killer.
Right.
But at the end, the whole movie, you're rooting for the two, I forget their names.
Sam and Tara.
The sisters. What's that?
Sam and Tara.
Sam and Tara. You root for them the whole time. They're the final girls, quote unquote. And then at the end, you're kind of like, should I be rooting for them? Because they're kind of liking killing people a little too much here, because of the whole Billy Loomis thing and that looming in the back. And you're not. It raises that question: are they going to turn into that? And I thought it would have been cool for us to go into the 7th having that question mark of, is it them? Are they the ghost faces in this?
I'll spoil it for
and
you
we don't
right
know.
Now. I'll spoil it for you right now. They are not.
Well, they're not in the movie.
Exactly. Sorry.
Spoiler.
I know. That's what I was getting at. I was saying my whole idea was before this happened, how cool it would have been for that. Not necessarily that they would be the killers, but the idea that they could be finishing what Billy had started, so to speak.
Yeah, and I mean,
would have been cool. Obviously, we're never gonna know.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, if they did make a 7th one with both of them in it, it's always going to be luring in the back of our head. Like, okay, now we're going into it as them as the killers. Are they, are they going to do a complete 180 with us?
It's fine. This guy over here next to me thinks Stu's coming back in the next one and is going to be a killer, and I have tried telling him. No.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
he was announced.
He's not.
No, he is.
I've proven to you the only way it would work. There's a picture right there on that wall I drew for you, and
yes, we have proof.
It proves the why.
He is really stoked to be back with all the interviews that he's been doing and like the little things.
I love
Matthew regardless of what capacity. Me too, man. He's so fun.
I'm assuming it's flashbacks.
He loves horror too.
Everyone's like, they have a whole bunch of people coming back. So it just makes sense that it's going to be flashbacks.
Yeah, it's like
or,
him and Robin Bridger and Dewey, I think. All three of them were announced, so it's like, what are we doing now?
Yeah, and well, Randy, he was in the third one, is that right, with the videos?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the third one, and then you kind of get his aura in the fifth one.
Because his like niece.
I guess the sixth one too. Yeah, right, exactly. So I mean, there's ways to do it without physically bringing him back. But man, I want him back. I want Stu back. He was obviously, and I'm not alone in this. I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. He's my favorite Ghostface.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
of how crazy he was.
Stu has always been, will always be my favorite Ghostface.
It's hilarious. Hilarious.
He only works so well because Billy is like the more serious one. So you have Stu that works off of it, and that's one of the flaws they have in some of these other movies when there's like 2 or 3 killers where all 3 of them or all 2 of them
that are just all the same,
both just lunatics. And it's like you need a contrast,
a balance between.
You need Billy to be the crazy psychopath who drinks sparkling water that's plain like Wesley, and then you need the Stu that can just be a total lunatic.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, you're totally right. You are totally right. I like that callback, and it's not plain. It's not plain.
I know.
I promise it's flavored.
Yeah, tell the audience. Yeah.
All right, I think we should.
But yeah, Stu.
Sorry, you can go ahead and.
I will. One second.
Yep, go ahead.
We will switch. I promise. We're gonna pivot. But I was watching a clip today from the first one. It obviously, after knowing what you know, it's when Randy's in the movie store with Stu, and they're talking, and Randy is literally telling all of us what is about to happen, like who it is, why it is, the whole thing, and then Stu's just making fun of him the whole time, like he's like making him seem like he's crazy, but in Stu's way, like in a funny, cool way, because Stu was awesome. But then you find out that Stu was a part of it the whole time, and in my mind, I'm thinking, is Stu in that moment thinking if he needs to kill Randy? Does he know too much? But then Randy just goes way berserk and looks like a crazy person in front of everyone. I think at that moment, Stu's like, no, I think he's...
Yeah.
Everybody's a suspect.
He's all right to keep around. Yeah, exactly. We got to keep the paranoid guy around.
Yeah. I just thought maybe we'd end this with maybe our expectations for Scream 7, if we think it's going to be good or bad.
For sure.
I'll go first on this one. And as sad as this is to say, I'm excited that Neve Campbell's coming back because Sydney is my favorite final girl of all time. And you can never kill her off. I'm pretty sure she said she'll never let them kill her off. So that kind of takes away some of the anticipation. But they built such a good, different like storyline from the last 2 movies where they can move away from those characters. Because I'm starting to find it hard to believe that, okay, another Ghostface is coming after Sydney, or how do we bring Sydney into this? And I just wish they would have stayed the course. Obviously, the other 2 actresses are gone, so we can't do what they were gonna plan on doing. So I'm excited, but I'm also nervous that this one might just be a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, Wes, you can go ahead if you want now.
Yeah, I totally see that. And I also, what makes me hesitant about it is what the setup was. It was basically a reboot with Scream 5. They were setting up the new characters kind of, to me, it felt like a passing of the torch, especially with Sid not being in 6. They had Gail, to kind of bridge that a little more, but I don't think she should have been in. I think her part was a little forced.
Yeah.
But ticket sales, you know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
But with that, I thought the 7th was going to be a full passing of the torch. If we're moving out with the franchise, it is with these guys, and we're shelving the legacy characters, not killing them, but making it clear that they are living their best life. And now, if there is more ghost faces down the line, it'll be because of XYZ. Or in the 7th one, it was going to be a full turn of Sam and Tara becoming the killers, ridding them, and then finally ending the lineage of the whole thing. I don't know what they were going to do with it, but it did feel like a passing of the torch. We were going to see what was happening, but since that's not happening now, This feels like a cash grab, nostalgia, fan service up the wazoo. That's what it's going to be. And I'm going to watch it. but I'm going in with very very low expectations.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be some groundbreaking thing. I'm excited to see how they incorporate all these characters in it, and how I hope and I pray that this is the last one. Because I think if they keep pushing it, you're beating a dead horse at that point, and I want it to end on somewhat of a high note. We've just talked about how all of them are good movies. Do not ruin it. Do not ruin it.
Yeah. I am obviously going to try and watch this in theaters, hopefully opening night. But I'm really excited for this movie. But it's definitely a cash grab. And since I got rid of Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega in this, I just felt like maybe they panicked and just try to get the nostalgia factor on us and bring back the old characters. So I'm excited for it, but they were building something good with Sam and Tara's characters, and I really wanted to see more of it.
All right, so
100%.
some of the other, it's like, to get to some other franchises that are some of the best. Now, obviously, I'm a huge Halloween fan. Michael Myers is my favorite, but there's definitely some bad movies in there. So as a franchise as a whole, there's, too many that, bring it down. Same thing with like Friday the 13th. I think Nightmare on Elm Street. I think all those main series that you're going to hear about, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we love them all.
There's great ones, and then there's
some
ones
that just bring the whole thing down. So I have 2 series I want to bring up. We probably won't go deep dive on this because I know Tyler probably hasn't seen any of these movies. Okay. But there's 2 series that I think that can be brought to this conversation as well, and that is George Romero's Living Dead series, which is Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Land of the Dead. I didn't see Diary of the Dead, so I can't include the 5th one. But I think those 4 movies are all so solid and tell his story, and each one is made in like a different generation, so it's like a new take on society. But they're all zombie movies, and they all follow the same flow. And to me, the quality has been up there on all 4 of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not too well versed in the franchise as a whole. Night of the Living Dead was my first library rental, which is a weird thing.
Yeah,
very very specific. But I remember watching it younger. It wasn't my first horror film. That was TCM, but it was close. And just how scary it was to me. Like he captures the realism and grounds the characters in a way. They're trapped in a house, so you're kind of forced to meet them and get to know them. But it was really good. I believe it was black and white as well.
It was black and white.
Phenomenal.
I mean, he basically created the genre of zombies as we know it, because before they were all like brought back to the dead from like voodoo or this and that. Zombies as we know it.
Right. Oh, that's right.
George Romero. He is the granddad of them all. And every movie he tried to do something different. And he successfully did, to my world. Day of the Dead is very slept on in the series, probably because Night and Dawn were so good. But Day of the Dead is brilliant, and Land of the Dead was a pretty decent movie for being like 20 years later or whatever. Tyler, have you even seen any of those movies?
I have not.
Oh, you need to watch that series, my guy. And then the other one I want to bring up before you two can pop some more up if you find is a little bit of a cheat one, but I still think it works because it's like kind of like MCU style, and that is the original Universal monsters. When you talk like the original Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, Invisible Man, all solid, all are edged in like, Hollywood lore. We all have memories from it if you've seen any of them, but just like the photos are iconic, the movies are iconic, and they all feel like they belong in the same universe so well. And I think that definitely deserves a call out for some of our old monster fans, but definitely those are like the granddads of just horror movies in general.
Yeah, I just want to bring that up. A lot of the stuff on our TikToks recently, especially when we're talking about the Mount Rushmore stuff, decent amount of comments talking about like the OG like monster movies with like Dracula and some of the ones that you mentioned. So I just want to shout out that.
Yeah, to comment on that, it's the old school monsters, Universal monsters, are a pinnacle or pivotal to what we have today, like you just alluded to. And Dracula, one of my favorite characters, all different iterations. I don't know if you guys saw, it was a Netflix special I think it was 3 episodes, and it was I don't know if it was it called Dracula? I forget what it was called, but it was so good, and it came out in I think 2020. Did you guys see this at all?
Oh god, was it that like 2-part or 3-part thing?
It was a three-parter on Netflix.
Okay, Tyler's looking it up for me really fast. If it's the one that I think you're thinking of, I think I did watch it.
You didn't like it?
Does it look like this?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
I think I saw something else.
I mean, that just couldn't. I mean, it says 3 episodes. So
right, but I don't think I don't think that's the
not what you
one.
watched.
I think I watched something else that I hated, and I was about to go full scorched earth on Wesley here, but no, I did not watch that one.
Okay, if you get a chance, check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. But yeah, they started the whole monster thing, and that's why we have all. And even they're not great. The remakes of these characters haven't been that good, but. Guillermo del Toro has Frankenstein coming out.
Yes, I'm so excited. This month it comes out.
I'm so I'm pretty sure.
I love Guillermo.
I think that's what I said.
I love that man. Everything he does, I will watch. I don't care, even if
100%, dude.
I mean, I hated what's the water one? That one, Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yeah.
I was not a fan. I respect how it was shot and how it looked, and I understand the story. I didn't fall in love with it, unfortunately, but anything he does, I'm on board 100%. I'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see Cabinet of Curiosities?
I did not watch that one yet, but it's on my watch very soon list.
Yeah,
that's the TV
very
show,
good.
right?
Correct. Yeah. Yep. The series. I think it only has 1 season. I'm pretty sure.
So there's one thing that says October 17th, but then there's another thing that says November 7th. But we're getting it within like a month or two. So, but I'm excited for it. I watched it when they debuted it for the Tadam event, but I really liked the trailer, so I was pretty excited for it.
I hated the Wolfman that came out this year, though. That was garbage.
Man, disappointed.
I enjoyed it, but obviously I haven't watched the original, and you're definitely going to base it off the original on that. So.
I don't know. I can watch it as a new interpretation, and it just I hated it.
I think if I rewatched it, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But
then rewatch it so you can agree with me, because that's how it needs to be.
We need to disagree on here, Mike. Okay, we have too many similarities.
Mike on everything.
Yeah, disagree with me. Get me mad. Get me energetic. All right. Do either of you two have any other series that you can't think of really like a week, like that's just like all around the movies are really good? And
I can't think of anything right now. Wes, you got any ideas?
I mean, I got. The closest one would be the Conjuring universe, because it has a lot of solid films, but it also does have, in my opinion, duds. Yes. So it's not a full great franchise. But we also didn't really discuss what it means to be a good franchise, because the subgenres of horror are all different. Films are trying to be different things. And what does it mean? Does it mean like consistency? Does it mean the movies understand what they are, even if that's not necessarily something we like, but they lean into it and don't try or pretend to be anything different? That's kind of like what I when we were thinking about this topic, thinking in that manner, because if that's the case, you have a play for like Chucky, because Chucky started out as a horror. Listen, but it understood what it was, and it leaned into comedy.
As long
it didn't
as Seed
try
of
to
Chucky
be scary
exists.
Anymore.
No, Wesley. As long as
I know, but
it's Seed of Chucky. I actually really like. I thought it's funny to me, and I don't know. I kind of like.
That's the point.
You step away from the table right now.
I'm not. I'm sitting right here.
Penalty box.
I'm sitting right here.
God, was it Cult of Chucky? Was that Cult of Chucky or whatever? The one that's in the house with the mansion, where you took like the stupid comedy away, but made it a horror movie that's not good.
I didn't see Cult, but I want to watch that one.
Chucky, Bride of Chucky.
So with that in mind, come on, man. Bride of Chucky was good. You can't. It was funny. It was clever. Like I said, it knew what it was. Jennifer Tilly was great in it.
It's only better because Seed of Chucky was so bad. Don't shake your head at me. You don't shake your head.
Bride. Okay, if we're talking horror,
you're in the penalty box.
Let me talk. This is the first time I cut you off. Bride of Chucky to me was the decline of the horror aspect, and I went more comedy. But I feel like Seed of Chucky was just really funny to me, and I just really enjoyed it.
So you're telling me Seed of Chucky is better than Bride of Chucky?
Okay.
Oh my
No.
gosh, Tyler.
I enjoy Seed of Chucky more,
I don't
but I
know.
think Bride's better. That's my answer.
I don't believe you.
I'm separating.
I
it.
don't. This guy. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
So yeah. No. To answer your question, no. I don't think there's any other like end all be all great franchises. I think everything else has
That was good.
their flaws.
I do.
Some more than others.
There's a series that is the most consistent series ever made.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's so consistent,
Here we go.
and it's called Puppet Master. 15 movies that are so consistent with each other that it should win a prize. Now, I'm not
That
saying
is the best franchise ever made.
I'm not gonna say it's the best because the problem with this is they're so consistently bad, and they're so consistently the same movie made over and over. But it's got to be an award for something.
It's consistent, apparently. So
I just not ranked. I just reviewed all these damn things in
and if
one
you haven't
review.
watched it, go watch it.
15 movies, and the highest one I'll go is a 2 out of 5, and that's because I just felt like that was my favorite, so I had to go as high as a 2.
My God.
My God, there's
Yeah. Well, you do the watching, so we don't have to. We
Yeah,
appreciate everything
Mike.
that you did for us.
yeah, it's don't waste your time with this stupid series. All right, so I don't know. We want to talk about bad series or series that maybe had like one good one that started off strong and just like went to hell after. Because with horror, you could have one good movie and then you get like 10 movies after it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I feel like there's plenty of instances that are like that.
Yeah. The first one I'll bring. Okay, so let's series maybe where like the first one started off great and they all just went to hell. Jaws, one of the greatest movies ever made, and 3 sequels that should not exist whatsoever. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why is a shark coming after the family and doing this? Especially Jaws 4, where he's literally changing like oceans and he's out to get revenge on this family.
Bizarre.
That's
That's crazy work. You almost forget that the sequels exist because they shouldn't.
I mean, for all intents,
I've never met anyone that said like they watched the sequels and said like, yeah, this is it. This is peak horror cinema right here. Like I really mess with this. Like Jaws, for what it was, awesome movie. I'm not a huge fan of it myself because it's not my type of horror per se or suspense, but it does a good job for what it is or what it's supposed to be. So you appreciate it. You appreciate it for what it is.
I agree.
Never watched the sequel.
I think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made, but it's not one of my favorite horror movies ever made. You know, like it's
Right.
if you actually break it down and look at it, the movie's brilliant, like beyond brilliant. It's just not that. It's not my favorite movie, but I have seen all the sequels and they're all garbage. The second
how
one
many is there?
There's 4 altogether. 4
There's
movies.
4.
Have you seen any?
I've seen the first one, and that's probably about it.
All right, just keep it that way, brother. I mean, I'll punish you one day and make you watch Jaws 4, and then that'll
I mean,
be it.
I enjoyed the first one, so I'd probably watch the other ones. But I mean, do any of the main characters come back from the
In the
first one?
sequel, they have the family come back, you know, because they got big paychecks. But other than that, no. I think, well, maybe the one. It's been a hot minute. I think a character comes back for the 4th one, like the mom or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll spit out another franchise that started off really strong, and then all the sequels sucked. And that's one of my favorite movies of all time, Return of the Living Dead.
Oh.
First one, I fucking love this movie. I'll just drop the F word.
Whoa.
Second one went way too stupid in comedy.
Heavy.
Have you seen any of these movies, Wes?
Let me see. What
There's
Return of Living Dead? You said?
Yeah, the sequel was made a couple years later. Then the third one was made in the 90s, and then 2 direct to like Sci-Fi Channel movies or /DVD in the 2000s, which are unwatchable and not connected in any way.
Man,
Anything straight to
I have not
sci-fi,
seen-
you know, it's not the best.
Yeah,
That's-
Return of the
it's
Living
peak.
Dead to me is like a perfect 5. And I couldn't get a 5 by adding the score up of all the other 4 movies. So
That's crazy.
that is wild. That's such a drop off.
It is a huge
Wow,
drop.
I got to check these out.
I mean,
I have not seen these. Definitely going on my list. Though.
I mean, the second one is
or at least the first one.
The second one's watchable, but it's a totally different. Like it gets way
Feel
too
and
goofy.
everything, yeah.
I mean, there's two characters. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen these. There's two characters in the first movie. They're like the main characters that work in the warehouse, and they die. They both die in the movie. They release the toxin. It infects them, and they die and become zombies, and then they die again in the movie. They bring these two actors back for the sequel to play different characters.
What?
I was gonna say like different characters.
It's actually my favorite part of the movie because it's so ridiculous. And they're a pair again, and they release the toxin again, and they get infected again, and they die again.
Interesting.
Wow.
I've only
The same way, huh?
I've only seen the first
Basically,
one,
yeah.
but how many are there? Are those? You said 4
there's-
or 5?
5 altogether. The 3 real trilogy ones, and then the 2. But we're supposed to get a remake or a sequel this December. I doubt it's gonna get released this December. They released a teaser where it's like zombies pulling the tree, but I don't have my hopes up for that one. Anyone else think of a movie where it's like one strong one and the rest are just like?
I mean,
Yeah, I
don't
do.
know.
I have one. It's not that the rest of the movies are just completely garbage, but I might now don't yell at me, anyone. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I know how you feel about
I'm
this
gonna yell.
movie.
I'm gonna yell.
I'm talking about Saw. Now, hear me out. The first one, absolutely brilliant, phenomenal. Everything about it, I loved. The twist, the turns, all of it. After that, the sequels to me, they became you watch them to just see how the next person was going to die, and the twist, albeit cool, it felt like it was the same routine every time. If there was just a trilogy, just a true trilogy, maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But since you made a bunch of them and you keep making them, you keep pumping them out, it loses its appeal, and it's not tainting the first one, but I kind of wish Saw just ended with the first one and it was a standalone masterpiece. But you have all these other ones that you have to know that are there. I'm not saying that they're awful in the way that you are explaining Return of the Living Dead, but I think there is a fall off, a massive fall off from the first one to the second one.
I think Tyler's gonna yell at you.
I'm not gonna yell at you, but I would disagree because I think the sequel is actually really good. I think Saw 2 was a very strong sequel to the first one. But to me, I really like that franchise regardless whatever the twist is or the story that they got going for it. I'm watching it. It's all interesting to me. I fell in love with the first one after I watched it, but I really like the Jigsaw movie. I can't remember what year it is, but it was kind of like the reboot remake one that they had, and I enjoyed that one. So I would have to disagree and say I agree with part of what you say, but I disagree also.
I'm gonna side closer to Wesley's side.
That's fine.
Where the first one to me is by far the best one.
100%.
The second one is actually a pretty strong sequel, especially for like a rushed money grab sequel. I think the twist is still pretty solid and everything, but it doesn't reach number 2. And then number 3 is a watchable end to the trilogy where you kill off Jigsaw, but it goes down in quality a little bit. And then number 4, you start losing me. You got more gory. It's getting harder to like connect the dots to everything. You killed off the person you set up to take over as Jigsaw, so I thought that was dumb. Like, you set it up, and now you're killing off that person and Jigsaw at the same time.
Yeah.
What was the plan there? But overall, I think I've seen 6 out of the 10 movies.
Yeah.
Like 6 of them. Yeah, they definitely lost me. I haven't watched the last few, but the first one's great, and then goes downhill after that, and then it becomes pretty weak to me, but. Yes, I'm in the middle somewhat, but I'd lean closer to Wesley.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's fine. It's my opinion. Dang it. All right, Wes or Tyler.
All right, here's one.
Oh.
All right, Tyler, do you got one?
Nope.
I got nothing.
He got nothing.
So here's one, there's 2 actually that are iconic. Could be on your Mount Rushmore as far as the villains. We got Leatherface and Michael Myers in their respected franchises, though I feel like are considerably weak. Halloween is, in my opinion, stronger than TCM
For For sure.
That might be just like nostalgia talking, but I feel like it has more standalone films that I would prefer to watch over most of the crap that TCM pumped out outside of 2003, which was awesome. If you guys haven't seen that podcast, go check that out.
Yep.
But what do you guys think? What do you think about those two franchises and how they hold up, or if they do?
I love Halloween, and there's definitely some that are weaker. I even love lots of the weak ones. I know some of these are bad. I know Halloween 5 is pretty bad, but I still can watch it and enjoy it for what it is. I know Halloween 6 is a movie that's ripped up in the editing room. There's 2 different editions of it. Both of them don't work, but I still like it a lot. I feel like there's
something about it.
If you could reshoot 10 days and get a new script writer in there, you could fix that movie. So I'm a Halloween fanboy, so I'm going to be a little I'm a little bit more, but Halloween Ends was terrible. Rob Zombie's Halloween I was not a fan of.
And you didn't see 2, right?
That's the only Halloween. I was so mad at the first Rob Zombie one that I didn't see the sequel, but I guess I have to watch it soon.
Wes, have you seen the Rob Zombie Halloween or no?
I have. The problem I had with it was the hour-long prequel basically we had before the movie actually started. I didn't need to know that much about Michael, to be honest.
Right.
I didn't want to get into his mindset. That's the whole point. The whole point is to not really understand him because he's a freak of nature that will rip your head off.
Or as Tyler says, a unit.
No, I said that about Jason.
I know, but still.
Oh, Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah, he's a unit.
Well, in this movie, he is a unit.
Yeah.
This guy,
he said that. I was like, oh yeah, he is a unit. I'll agree.
As far as Leatherface and Texas Chainsaw Massacres go, original is iconic. I actually really love the second one for what it is. It's more comedy. I know you don't like horny Leatherface.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
I love
weird,
horny
dude.
Leatherface and whatever top,
Chop Top.
Chop Top. I love Chop Top. I love the second one. Third one is watchable. Definitely went down, but it got gutted by the MPA at the time. That's the late 80s when they were taking out of the gore out of horror movies, and you can tell for sure. The fourth one, New Generation or whatever, is
Generation.
god awful.
awful.
And that movie has 2
so
future Academy
Yeah, that's
Award
the
winning
McConaughey
actors in
one.
it. McConaughey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and
Yeah, dude.
oh my god, what's her name?
I don't know. Give me an example, or else I'll look it up.
Look up Texas
gotcha.
Chainsaw Next Mutation. And then we get the awesome reboot. So we go to a high, and then I did not like A New Beginning, which was the prequel to that one. And then 3D was in the middle, decent.
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger. She also won an Academy Award, and she's also in that movie. After that, we got Leatherface is the only one I haven't seen. And then the Netflix one, I hate it. So
Oh yeah.
it's up, and almost none of these movies.
A roller coaster, man.
Yeah, none of them really connect. You could these are just single movies to watch. You don't have to watch
Yeah.
any other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it's basically the same thing. So it's kind of a hard series, and they're fighting over the rights for it now. So we're gonna get another remake coming
And it's
up.
just funny because with the Netflix one, they seem to try and tie it into the original, and it just doesn't make sense whatsoever.
Yeah, he would be 78 years old or some crap, and he's running around with the chainsaw.
Yeah. Weird.
It is, yeah. It's crazy that this and Halloween, they will not let die. They just won't let it be. I get the last trilogy we got with Halloween. I absolutely hated Halloween Ends like you did, Mike. I don't know. Tyler, did you enjoy that at all?
You destroyed Michael in that. You didn't give him a good send-off against Laurie Strode. No, I did
Right.
not like that movie.
Corey.
Awful.
Corey.
But who was the guy? The
Corey.
guy that they were portraying as the killer, or
Corey
the-
is his name.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
What in the hell? That
No.
was so bad.
This is how you solve that. Okay, you're making a trilogy. If you want to do something like that, you need to start putting tidbits in, and maybe just a little thing in the first
He
one.
needs to be in the
In the
first
second
one.
one, lean into it that he's going to take over, and then in the third one, he can fully take over when Michael Myers dies. but him like just pushing Michael Myers over and like stealing his mask and making him his bitch just for him to die and then Michael Myers to come back.
Awful, dude.
No, this you guys advertised this as like the final showdown of Jamie Lee Curtis versus Michael Myers, and then you took that away from us until the final like 6 minutes, and oh my god, I can't get that back. And what? It's nothing against the actor who played Corey. He actually did a good job as far as the character goes. He can't control what was written on the page.
Yeah.
But that character, you know.
They did so many just weird stuff with that movie, and it just didn't make any sense. Like, they built that love story with, I can't think of her name, but the granddaughter, basically.
Yeah.
And they kind of just throw it at us, and no build-off whatsoever.
Expect you to.
It's like love at first sight.
Respect it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, the guy who played Corey is he's playing somebody else.
Yeah,
what was it?
He's you told me about it.
I know, and I can't remember.
He was playing Silent Night, Deadly Night.
That's right. He's taking over the Killing Santa Claus and the reboot of Silent Night, Deadly Night that comes out this year. So I'm excited.
He is?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, that's cool.
That's another franchise that's freaking terrible.
Well, what would have been cool is if so Michael, you're killing him in this Halloween ends, he's dying, but then you give Corey like the Norman Bates ending where he's in a cell or he's in the asylum wherever, and it's that slow pushing on him as he's just smiling at the camera, and then we cut to black. Leave it open, man. Leave it like, okay, maybe he will break out. Maybe he will be the next Michael. You don't have to show us any more films, but we just have that idea in our head. But no, they introduce this guy. They make the town absolutely hate him for an accident. And then you kill him. You make him supposed to be the torchbearer of Michael Myers, and then you kill him within the same movie. Like, it was tragic how the whole movie went. It was bad. That's probably why they're going to reboot it again, because of the flack they got for this one. I don't know, man. I think they need to leave it alone, to be honest with you. Leave it alone for a little bit anyway. Give us some time.
Bring Jason, but let's get Jason back for a little bit here. Let's give Michael a break. Damien Leone, make Nightmare on Elm Street, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us Jason and Freddy back at the same time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think they have the same rights anymore, though. Tyler, were you going to say something?
No,
I was, but it's fine.
It's okay. You can talk.
Okay.
You can talk. You're friends with us.
I just remember like a week or two ago that they posted something from Blumhouse with Michael Myers as if they're teasing like another movie. And some of the rumors I heard is that a lot of the Blumhouse movies like to do direct sequels from the original. So I think if we are going to get one, it's going to be a direct sequel.
We already got that.
I know, but then why are they posting that? I don't know what
we got
means.
it. We got it with Halloween 2. We got it with H2O, and we got it with Halloween 2018. They better not do it again. Just let this sit and give us a full-on remake.
I bet you they are going to try to line something up with the new Halloween game that's coming out next year. It's a sim game. You play as Michael Myers and the people in Haddonfield, which is a cool concept. But I bet you they're trying to plan something to get something out within that, even if it's like a trailer for a new movie or something along those lines.
Well, they
can tie it in with the game and have a duel. Yeah, I just leave it alone. Let them run with the video game. Let that be the Michael Myers thing for now. And like you said, just focus on Jason, bring Jason back.
Yes.
And I want to see Freddy back, man. I want to see a Freddy Krueger movie that's actually good. A Nightmare on Elm Street that is good. And that's, we don't have to dive too much into that horrible remake, but
would you rather
it was bad. It was bad.
Would you rather see Freddy or Jason come back first, I guess?
Personally, Freddy, if it's done right.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th is the camp. It's the campy genre. It's what started the whole thing. And,
of course, because it takes place at a camp, Wesley.
In a camp, yes, exactly. Hey, not many people might know that. All right. But anyway, but he doesn't have the problem with Jason for me is he doesn't have the personality. Like, he is this big dude that you can't stop. But Freddy's he's got the pizzazz, the charisma. You know what I mean?
Don't make
but
fun of us,
he can hold the screen. What's that?
Nothing. I was just making a dumb joke.
I honestly didn't hear what you said either.
Because I was
Okay.
whispering it, so
So what'd you say?
I'm not saying it again.
God
You
damn
can
it,
pick it
Mike.
up in the audio when you go back.
I probably
you can
won't be
keep
able
your
to hear it.
secrets.
I'll throw out a defense for Jason. Because everyone, like, when you talk like bad series, everyone always throws Friday 13th out there as one of the worst. Like, there's only a couple good ones. Oh, it's just the same thing. Camp Crystal Lake. I will make a little defense for this. Every single movie, they tried to do something different. So even the first like 7 or 8 that do take place at the camp, sure, it's a little repetitive in certain stuff. But the first one, it's his mom. The second one, it's finally him and he's like a hillbilly. Number 3, it was made in 3D and he gets his hockey mask. Number 4, they kill him off and it was done so well. And number 5, it's an imposter person taking over as Jason. And number 6, we get zombie Jason. Number 7, we put him on we have basically a low rent Carrie versus Jason. So she's got like
New
mind
blood,
power. Yeah. Mind powers versus Jason. Number 8, we put him on a boat and we take him to Vancouver and say it's New York. Number 9, or what are we at? 9, yeah. Number 9, we freaking make him deformed, kill him off at the beginning, and then make him like some sort of disease that people throw up at each other and pass it on. And it's the only movie I actually hate in the series. And then and finally get him back at the end. Number 10, we put him up in space. First horror movie I ever saw in theaters, Jason X, love it. And then we get Freddy versus Jason, and then we get the greatest horror remake in Friday the 13th, 2009. I will make a little defense that at least every single movie they tried to do something different. Learn from that Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You might have just cooked.
Yeah,
You cooked.
I think you did.
You're
man.
you're locked
Yeah,
in
you,
right
you
now.
did.
Locked in.
That was
Smart,
good. You were
man.
you were spitting bars there. That was crazy. I was impressed.
And I agree with you completely. Those are solid points. Because again, we go back to what makes a good franchise. You could argue that Friday the 13th is a good franchise because it does attempt to push its predecessor and try to become something that the one before it was not. And we keep learning from each one. We keep moving forward. We keep trying to push the boundaries of the movies. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, it's whatever, but it does know what it is. It knows what the genre is and what it's supposed to be, and it never deviates too much from that, which you have to appreciate.
So, like, even the weak ones, I enjoy. Like I said, there's only one movie in that series that I actually don't like, and that's Jason Goes to Hell. But I will at least give it respect because they tried to do something different. It's basically an Evil Dead movie, and I think the director himself has come out since then and said, like, he was basically making an Evil Dead movie just with Jason. So, like, I give that. Well, you can even see the Book of Nomicon or whatever it's called.
Oh, from the Evil Dead stuff.
It's in the background in the movie. Yeah, and then like demons come up and like pull down Jason and stuff, and that's when we get the Freddy claw pulls down his mask and stuff. Which is Kane Hodder's hand in the Freddy glove. So Kane Hodder got to play Freddy technically. So haha. Yeah, that's the only movie.
Hodder's all over the place. Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fun fact, going back to the Halloween game that I just talked about, he finally gets to play Michael Myers,
Kane Hodder
which is really cool because he's always wanted to. Yeah, he does the mocap for Michael Myers, which is really cool.
Nice.
That's cool.
I'm happy for him. He was stoked. He was stoked about that.
No,
yeah.
he seems like a really cool guy. I would one of my old buddies, has worked with him on like a movie before. He actually, I think, is the only one credited as like Kane Hodder's like stunt double technically, or double, not stunt double, but like let's say double because Kane Hodder had left and they needed somebody to film like his close up hands or whatever. So like he filled in for him. So yeah, pretty sweet stuff.
Shout out.
That is cool. That's sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to? What do we got talking about next, you guys?
Wes, you got questions to ask us, or is it a lead into something else?
No, I can ask the questions if you think we've kind of. I mean, we've touched on I think all of the big franchises.
Yeah, this is such a
little
big
bit
topic.
here and there.
There's so many horror franchises.
Yeah,
that we
I
can't.
think there's a ton of them.
Yeah, we can't.
But
talk
I think
about
like the
them all.
more popular ones we touched a little bit on. So my questions for this one's a little more relevant to what we've talked about the past podcast. Now I know how we feel about these movies right now, but do you think Terrifier could become a good franchise.
Yes, I will tell you right now. Like, if I was gonna say most consistent, that's definitely on the most consistent. I mean, you're only 3 movies in, but they're all the same. So take my personal taste of gore out of the question, and quality-wise for the 3 movies, very consistent. And you could make the argument for it should be on the top, whatever best list, because there's no real weak stuff. It's just personal stuff that my personal taste. So I'm not gonna actually put that against the movie series.
I would say potentially, depending on maybe the next one. Obviously, it's technically a trilogy right now, but it's not a trilogy. So
don't you even bring that up again.
But I think we're gonna get the backstory of Art. So depending on how that goes, I think yes, and also yes, I definitely could see it being a consistent trilogy.
Yeah, I agree with you guys on that one as well. The biggest thing with the 4th one, and it's something, Mike, that you talked about, is its identity of being this gritty, fighting for all the stuff that we get. The first one was definitely that. Then the second one, you got a little budget. Then the third one, you got a bigger budget. So he's getting the money, but it still feels like he's staying grounded with everything. He doesn't lose focus of what this franchise is supposed to be, and he needs to continue that, because I don't know the money situation for this next one, but I can imagine it's probably going to be close to 3 or maybe a little more.
I would say he might get. I would say it probably gets bumped up to 5, just because of the returns of the last one.
Okay. So yeah,
which is still
what
nothing
you need
in Hollywood, by the way. That's still like
right.
Budget.
Yeah, exactly. But you just need to just keep that compass, keep what you're doing in mind, and keep it grounded. You obviously have to go to a grander place here, because with each installment you've seen that he raises the bar, not just with the gore but with story elements as well. This one, it seems like it's gearing up to show us hell, where Art came from, this demon that has entered Art's body, whatever it may be. So it seems like we're going to go to this realm with Sienna, but you got to keep it. You got to still find a way to keep this all grounded, because that's what makes Terrifier work in the first place.
That's right.
If you lose that and this one falls, then that idea of it becoming a good franchise, it won't come to fruition.
Sienna for life.
We got a big fan over here.
That's right. I'm a huge fan of aspects of this movie. I want to love it. I want to love it.
I can't love it. Hot take. Sorry.
No hot take.
I got after the last video I did, I started to get a little more appreciation for what Damien Leone has done with the franchise.
Yeah, me too. Because of you talking.
All of the stuff that he puts into it.
The more you talked in the third, for the episode of 3, I was like, damn it, Wesley, shut up, because
saying good points here.
But,
that's what we do this for, right?
I think I said in the podcast, I gave it a 1.5 out of 5, but I said if you took like the kid stuff out of there, I would have bumped it up to a 3.
Right.
So I still think I was pretty fair on it. It's the personal stuff just took it out for me.
Yeah,
especially
as a parent too.
So even
I mean that's.
Go ahead, Wes. No, after you, buddy.
Well, I was just gonna say that makes sense. Films there's no technical score that we all go by as a mass. Each film does something different for each of us, and you really don't like the kid stuff. I don't think anyone really does. That's why your score went down, and that's perfectly fine, and it's understandable. It makes sense. But just to know that it would jump up that much because of what 3 did story-wise and how he continues to grow as a filmmaker, that just speaks to Leone and personally how you feel about certain things that he did.
I think it also just depends on like the age group he was trying to go for. Like I think he'd probably go, like young adult around there.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
You're not old, Mike.
I'm 40. I'm old. Look at this gray beard.
Because I feel like if he was attacking the older generations and stuff, he definitely wouldn't want to put the kid stuff in there.
I'm like the Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix. All right, I'm that.
Oh, he's 43. Okay, yeah, I didn't know how old he was. I actually didn't have an idea of how old he was, but I think he's going to be a. We've talked about it already, but I think he's going to be a great director after he eventually either pawns this off, expands the universe, but more in like a producer role, and then goes and takes over Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep.
Damn right.
Do it.
I'm gonna force it to happen. So we'll just continue. Wes, you have like one or two more questions you said, or do we
Yeah,
cover?
yep. Yeah, we got two more.
All right, give us your next question, Wesley, baby.
Oh, he's baby.
All
now.
right.
That's baby. He's taking me out to dinner.
Yeah. That's right. Which franchise? I mean, we kind of talked about it already, but which franchise do you think fell off the hardest? Now, I don't mean from one and done. I mean, like it started out, the first half of a film started out good, but then maybe the later few installments just really, they were so bad that it just took the franchise down with it.
My answer,
I got one or two, but go ahead.
yeah, my one or two would probably be Saw, like we talked about earlier. As much as I like it, I think definitely went down in quality. And then maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. I know there's maybe a couple in the later ones, but I think after 3 or 4, it starts to go downhill from there.
Jeepers Creepers for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
First one is a masterpiece
Man.
almost. The second one, I know the second one has lots of like hardcore fans of it. I'm not one of them.
I
It's
enjoy
okay.
it. It's not as good though as the original.
It's watchable, but it's not even close to the first one. And then 3 and 4 are garbage. They are, especially Jeepers
Oh, bad.
Creepers Reborn. Have you seen that one, Wes?
Yes.
Oh my
sadly.
gosh, it is like
Sadly.
it is literally one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen in my life.
I still haven't seen those two, but I just remember you talking about, oh my god, don't watch them, or at least just
Oh,
watch
no.
them once so you can experience.
You almost have to watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
Jeepers Creepers 1 is one of my favorite.
I was
horror
so
movies, I
pumped
gotta
when they
watch it.
announced that movie. I
So
was
good.
so excited. I was like, yes, let someone else reboot this. Let's get some steam back in, because we have not gotten that great sequel yet. And that movie, the CGI is awful. The acting is awful. The characters are stupid.
Comical, man.
Like,
Well,
it is.
it's not even comical. It's so bad. Usually, like you could say, that is so bad it was funny. I didn't laugh.
Yeah, like
I was mad.
I would have fun
I was
drinking.
frustrated.
I would have
Yeah,
fun drinking
no.
to it. No, I got so pissed off and sad
You
I
won't.
wanted to drink because of the movie. You laughing again, Tyler? Don't
Yes.
don't spill up.
Don't spill up.
Yeah,
Like I
don't.
said.
Did I say don't spill up?
I think you said that.
Okay, here's another one. Don't
spill
spill up. Lock in, Tyler. Lock it in, man.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn
my
it, I missed
God.
his finger.
Missed.
Okay, another one. I haven't seen all the sequels, but the first one was it was a pretty solid horror movie, and there's like 6 or 7 sequels, and everyone I know or have heard hates them, and that's Wrong Turn. I haven't seen the reboot, which people say, but I know the sequels seem to get pretty damp and dank and like gross, like ick. Was that what people say now? Ick. Yeah,
Yeah, they
Tyler
do say
knows.
that. Yep.
Yeah, ick. So I'm just gonna throw that one out there because the first one's a decent one, and then after that, apparently they're garbage.
Wes, have you seen any of those?
I saw the first one a long time ago. I hardly remember it. It wasn't, and not that it wasn't a good movie. I can't really talk too much on it because I've only seen it once. So no, I don't know too much about it. But it sounds like I will stay away from the franchise as a whole.
Hillbilly killers, So
Yeah.
like it's not the first one's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
great. It's just like decent. It's mid, as the young people say.
Man, you're pulling all of them out
We
today.
made a
Let's
list
go.
a couple weeks ago at work about like what young people say. I'm like, what is this?
Especially like the popular stuff now.
like
though, but-
6, 7. Ah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh God,
Clip
no,
it.
no.
I've done that
No.
in my last 2 videos, I think. Yeah, so stay away from that one. Another one haven't seen most of this franchise is Hellraiser. The first one, it's still not my cup of tea, but I respect it for what it is. It's about like sexuality and body and all that type of stuff. So the first one is pretty darn good, even though it's not my cup of tea. But then the sequels from I've seen 3 or 4 more of them, and they're just terrible. And I guess they just get low budget, and they just
Did you see the new one? I can't remember.
not yet, but I guess they kept making them just to keep the rights. So they were like, there was even one where Doug Bradley didn't come back because it was like, we're gonna shoot it in 10 days or something, and for like $2 million, and he's like, no.
No, absolutely not. Well, that's another game that's coming out. Hellraiser, I think it's Revival, and Doug Bradley is back to voice
Yes.
Pinhead, which is really cool.
Yes, I love his voice as
How
Pinhead.
how would you do a game about that? Is it just like a survival thing? Like,
Yeah, it's a single player survival. Your girlfriend gets taken, and you have to go
Bye.
get her.
Bye.
Basically, is the premise of it.
If Pinhead
Yeah,
has her,
peace
bye.
out.
I can't. Sorry, Doug Bradley, you can have her.
They're just waiting down there with her. I thought he was going to come. Where is he?
Dude, Pinhead scared me as a kid. I'm not.
Living. Yeah. He's terrifying. I get it.
Yeah, he's one of those icons that like I'll make the case that he's so iconic, looks one of the coolest, and has no real good movies. Even though
Yeah,
you said the first one.
I have to agree with you.
you didn't say good. You just
Yeah.
not your cup of tea is what you said.
Yeah.
I only drink tea when I'm sick, so there you go.
That's true. I haven't seen any of the Hellraisers, so I can't talk about that. But for the wrong turns, I do really like the first one. And I believe the third one, whatever, the one they're like going to the asylum during the winter. So I think I watched that one the most. But besides that, I heard the other ones are not that good.
All right, you got one more question, Wes?
Oh yeah.
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
'cause
I got one
have
more.
an answer.
One more.
I have the answer for you.
I know you do. I'm pretty sure. So if you could reboot or reinvent one horror franchise, what would it be, and how would you do it?
Tyler, you can go first.
No, you can go. It
I
looked like
need-
you looked like you had to answer. Your hands were wide open and everything.
Well,
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. No, let's hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna take three. I'm gonna take three of them. I'll tell you right now. Jeepers Creepers, because like I said, that one you put that in the right hands and give it. Doesn't have to be huge budget, but the proper budget and time. That is so franchisable. You know, you've moved away from the director and creator.
Agreed.
I can't think of his name. That was one of the biggest reasons why they couldn't get the budgets because of his past. We're not going to talk about it. So that one easily could be done very well. Second one is Return of the Living Dead. Oh my gosh.
Big smile on his face.
Oh my gosh. I would love to remake Return of the Living Dead. And for the Jeepers Creepers, I would just basically keep it the same as the first movie and just change the story a little bit, but the feel and everything. So you already have a recipe for how that works. Return of the Living Dead. You have to bring it up to this generation. We talked about it with I talked to Wes about this a couple months ago actually, like if I had redo it.
Sure did. Yeah.
I would mix in with like online people going to like a site or something, so you have like different type of online people and they release the toxin or whatever, and so they're fighting zombies and you're getting it from like cameras and you're getting it from different point of views, like you have maybe
like War of the World style.
oh god, no, not War of the World style, but
You
better.
said screens, so
Okay,
that's the first
yeah,
thing that came to mind.
but you shoot it like a regular movie and you just insert certain of
Okay,
those clips.
there we go, yeah.
I don't want a whole movie based on that, but you can insert how they're doing. So you have like a fitness person and you're getting their perspective, and maybe they're fighting because they're muscular, and maybe you get some dumbass flat earther who just needs to be like eaten by the zombies, and you know stuff like that. So you have to keep the horror in it. It has to still be a horror movie. I need the gore. I need the zombies. I need serious zombies. I need the comedy in it from it. I need the sexiness that was brought to us by Linnea Quigley. Obviously, she can't do it anymore, but give us a new person. We need to make this movie now. And I feel the one we're going to get is terrible. And then
And I love this. I love the passion.
I love that movie.
Absolutely.
And then the last one is a not even hidden gem anymore, because now the world finally loves it and it's a cult following. Is a Monster Squad from the 80s. It didn't get a fair shake in theaters because it was PG-13, and it was like too kiddish for adults and too adultish for kids. I love this movie. It was so well done, but it translates now. Bring back the monsters. You can do it in today's world, so you can just flare it up, but basically keep the same style where it's you bring back the monsters because they all make sense, and just today's generation with it. How about you, Tyler? Which series?
I honestly had nothing coming to the top of my head right now. So Wes, if you have some, don't touch me. If you have anything off the top of your head.
We kind of talked about it already, but the only thing that want to see passionately is Nightmare on Elm Street. I need a good remake for this, or reboot,
I
whatever
want
you
to
want
see
to
a
call it,
good Freddy
for
too,
this franchise.
with it.
That's the thing. That's what I was going to follow up with another question because of this. Now, there's a plethora of people that could play him, I suppose. I know a popular fan cast has been William Dafoe,
Oh,
which I think about him. Like,
Just do that?
wow. Our fingers almost just because we both looked at each other and pointed at each other when you were saying because we thought you were going to say somebody else. I think William Dafoe's too old to play him.
That's what I was going to say. I think
was really weird.
he's past that. Who were you guys going to say?
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Oh, Kevin Bacon. Yeah,
I thought he's been thrown around by all these fans, and when I first heard, like, I would have never thought that, but when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, Kevin Bacon could possibly pull that off.
I could see it actually.
For me, I would cast unknown, but I could see Kevin Bacon working.
Yeah, I feel like it could go either way. The IP itself will sell the tickets, but it's honestly it hinges on who you have in the film, and I think you'll need a heavy name to pull in some ticket sales when you do it. But I do like Kevin Bacon. I like that. That's not bad. But I want to see this redone in a good way, not like that awful remake that we got.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it. I haven't watched it since it first came out, and I want to watch it with like a fresh pair of eyes, now, knowing a little bit more now, and see if it's really as bad as I remember. But
I couldn't get past the opening scene.
Really?
When I first watched it, in my head I was like, "Oh, this scene's actually pretty cool," but then I rewatched it again, and I didn't like it. It just completely turned me off, and I was like, "Okay, if I feel this way about the one nugget that I liked about this film, I'm definitely not going to like the rest of it." So I swiped. I got out of there. But
I think I watched it.
maybe I'll check it out again.
Yeah, sorry. I watched it, I think, the beginning of the summer, and I have just a very slim memory of when I watched it the first time. I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. I wasn't a huge fan of it just because they're building the story that's not really told to us, but we know what's going on. But to me, I feel like the acting wasn't even there for me. I didn't like the main character. I don't think it was a Nancy. I think it was somebody else, but I just wasn't a huge fan of that. The best thing was Jackie Earle Haley as it. Obviously, the look isn't the best, but I think he was the best part of that, though.
Yeah, with a better script, he would have been great as Freddy. I will always defend this. He's a great actor. He had the size, the attitude. He played Rorschach, and it was like done perfectly. So he's like similar. Just give him a better script, give him better words, and that would have changed everything.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Tyler doesn't know how to say it, so I'm going to say it for him.
Yes.
Before we close out today, we should just maybe talk about our top 3 horror franchises, like the ones that are closest. Doesn't mean we think they're the best ones, but they're our favorites to watch. So, Tyler, why don't you go first?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Love you.
The 3 favorite movies ever for me is going to be Saw, Scream, and The Conjuring. But I think I'm going to take Conjuring out for the franchise part, and I'm going to throw in Final Destination just because I have close feelings watching those with my dad a lot, and I really like watching those. So I would say Saw because the first one blew me away, and I will watch every Saw movie for any twist regardless of what happens. Final Destination just because I have a lot of memories with me and my dad watching those, and Final Destination 5 being maybe one of the first rated R movies I've seen in theaters. Didn't really want to watch it because I didn't know what it was when I was a kid. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh my God, these are really cool. So then we just started watching all the other ones. And then Scream by far is one of my favorites.
All right, Wes, what are your
list, man.
What are your 3 favorites?
So mine are Jeepers Creepers, Child's Play, hold on here. What is the other one? Man.
Puppet Master.
Return of the Living Dead is what it's called. Those are my 3 favorite franchises, and they are they're peak cinema. You can't beat them, and that's really all I got to say about that.
Michael, you're
Me?
next.
I'm next. All right.
I was kidding, guys.
I
I was
know, I
kidding.
know.
How come neither of you just let me
I was like,
continue on?
No. I knew you were joking, but then Tyler goes all serious face. So I'm like, okay.
Well, in my head, I'm like, didn't he just say he didn't watch a lot of the
I
original
didn't want to
this?
attack
So
you
was
because
like
I thought,
confused.
okay, if you. Well,
But I wasn't sure about the Chucky one either. I don't know if that was
No,
legit.
when he
This
said-
is why we need to.
That's
We
why
need to.
he put in some bad ones, and then he said Chucky. I'm like, is this a real list? Because I think
Wait a
maybe
second.
lots of people
What is
do
it?
put Chucky. I was like, no.
It was in the back of my head, but I'm like, okay, whatever. Michael, you're up.
Yeah, I know. Like, I was waiting. Like, should I say something?
He's
or is
losing
this-
it. He's losing it.
You had a space to talk, so I was like, Michael, your turn.
I know. I was like, wait, what?
You should have just cut him off.
I was waiting for like a.
I was like,
yes.
I said like in my head, I'm like, okay, well, is he getting confused? Like Jeepers
I know.
Creepers
I was
is one of
thinking
his favorite
standalone
movies.
movies or something.
Okay, Chucky, he likes Chucky. And then what was the last one you said? Return of the Living Dead. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? I was like, that's what threw me off. So my mind, you can probably see it on the video if it's even still recording, if our batteries are up. Where you can probably see me like trying to figure it out, and then Tyler's like, okay, Michael, after the pause. Okay, what are your real ones then?
All right, for real this time. Scream, of course. I'm going out on a limb here. It's going to say that's all three of us that's on our list because it's innovative. It's fantastic. Like we said, there's not really a bad one in the franchise as a whole. Actually, I am going with you, Tyler. I personally love Final Destination, and I love the franchise. It's for what it is. There's not like I can talk about Saw. The first one was great, and then it fell off. And I made the comment how people were just going to see how a person was going to die. But that's what Final Destination is. It never was this thing in the first one that was just completely brilliant and had this crazy outlandish twist, and then the rest kind of fell off. It was that from the beginning, and it is that to the very end. And I appreciate all of it. It's just it's fun from the first one on. And then the one that you took off your list is the Conjuring. That's definitely one of my Conjuring is one of, if not my favorite movie of all time, horror film. But as a whole, there are some duds within it. But as a whole, I appreciate them all, and I just love them. I love the atmosphere and the tension and the suspense and the intuitive, directive concepts that they bring in each film. I like it, and I think they push the boundaries. Not a lot, but enough. But it is definitely one of my top three favorite franchises.
Yeah, I do want to chime in though about the Final Destination because I wanted to say this and I just totally forgot when I was talking about it. One of my favorite concepts for movies is like time travel related stuff, and with Final Destinations, they see into the future, so they're trying to change it. But with doing that, it changes their future because of that. So that's another thing I really like about the Final Destinations.
Yeah, that's cool.
Michael,
That's me.
you want to try again this time?
Yes, it's you. It's your turn.
Well, I had Scream on my list, but if Wesley's predicting, I'm going to go back in time and cross off the list.
No.
All right, I'm going to be joining on that. Scream, definitely one of my favorite franchises. Grew up on it. It's the movie that made me love horror movies. I said in one of my other videos, it's the first real experience I had with it. And then because of that led me to Halloween because they were watching Halloween. So that takes me into my second franchise, Halloween. I absolutely love it. There's a couple in the series I don't watch, but I even love some of the bad ones, or they're considered bad, so like I take it the good with the bad. I can watch these movies all the time. And that takes me into the next one, Friday the 13th. I used to not like it as much, but then I started watching them all a couple years ago, a couple times, and I've watched this series multiple times now, and I start liking it more and more. There's more to it than I thought. I just used to think like everyone else thought, oh, Jason Hockey Mask kills a bunch of campers or whatever. And for a good chunk of time, it really is that. But something about it, I don't know. I love the series for some reason, and Jason's just awesome. So those are my top three.
In my head, I was predicting those exact three to be your top three.
Yeah, man.
Because you started off screaming,
Wow,
he's
look at that.
definitely going Halloween, and I think he might go Friday, but I don't really know what other one he would put
I also
there,
talk
but
a lot, so
That's
I'm
true,
pretty sure
yeah.
you've probably heard me say
Yes.
this before.
Solid list. I feel like all of us have good solid list.
I mean, there was a couple that were getting pretty close, like on the most consistent I didn't bring up that could have. Like, I love Underworld, and I know that's kind of like more action than horror, but there's still horror elements, so it's probably why.
Horror adjacent.
Yeah, so like I didn't choose that because it's like I would say action before horror, but that's definitely consistent and solid. And then Evil Dead is one of the most consistent series
Yeah.
out there. It's just
Yeah, for sure.
It's just misses. It's still like I don't know. I like them, but I don't love them. Love them. So, but pretty close.
Yep.
All right, I think that basically wraps it up for this episode. Tyler, where can they hit us at?
You can check us up on YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram at Real Lounge Entertainment. And be sure to check out our TikToks because I'm trying to go live 2 to 3 times a week. So be sure to check that out.
Yep. We got Halloween coming like a week from today, and we plan on doing a Halloween podcast of the movie Halloween, 1978, John Carpenter. So stick around and watch that when it comes out. I consider it one of the greatest horror movies of all time, but we'll get to that next week.
Hey, are we dressing up? Are we wearing costumes?
Do you want me to?
I will wear a costume. Yeah, it's Halloween. Don't we have to?
Do I have to wear my current costume I'm wearing this year?
You don't have to.
No, it could be any costume that you want. I feel like we need to embrace it. It feels cozy to me. You know, we're sitting here talking about Halloween. I think we need to be
costume
wearing a costume of some sort.
I'm honestly depending on what I want to be because, you know, me and my friends try to do like a theme every year, and I couldn't figure out a costume, so I told my friend, you need to figure out a theme for this party because I don't know what it to be, and it's leaning towards horror characters again, and I might do Michael.
There you
so
go.
Ooh.
You might see me as Michael.
All right, perfect.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Me and my wife have
cool.
our matching costume because we always try to go matching costumes, and we finally got one this year because last year we couldn't think of something and it just passed and I just was earnest again. This year we have one. I can't say it because I don't want to spoil it for you for your eyes, but it's from a horror movie. So,
ooh, okay.
You're being Puppet Master? No way.
Oh God, yes, I should be Puppet Master. Maybe I'll be Puppet Master for this podcast. All right. Well, now that's a challenge. I gotta figure out
Yeah, that seems very fun. I've definitely seen other podcasts where they dress up. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a cool vibe.
Now I'm telling you right now, if I come here a week from today and I'm
No
dressed
one's
up,
dressed up.
and you're not dressed up, and I find out Wesley's not dressed up when the pod drops because I can't see him, I'm gonna be so mad at you two. So mad.
Don't put thoughts in.
I will.
head,
I promise.
Mike.
I will. Yeah. Pranks.
And you guys need to remind me for sure if we're actually doing this or not.
Let's put it down right now.
I'm being serious.
We are dressing up next week.
Pinky promise?
Yeah,
No,
for sure. Pinky promise.
Dude,
I'll give you pinky promise.
dude, do it with Wes.
I can't. He's not here. He's in Chicago.
Hey, you can.
Let's just pretend you're doing it to him.
Do it with the camera. Give me your pinky.
Here.
Point.
Pinky,
There you go. There
pinky
you go.
promise.
That's
Watch me
what
be
we're
the only
talking
one who
about.
doesn't dress up, and I just lied to all of you out there.
It's okay. I have a Jason mask over there. You can just wear if you wanted to.
You're just trying to make
There
me
you
know-
go.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
No. All right. I think that'll do it for this one.
All right.
As always, thanks for watching Real Lounge Entertainment with us. As always, I'm Mike.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Wes.
Peace.